friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, we are going to be filming my budget results. So I sat down and filmed my spending tracking yesterday. It was yesterday's video, so if you missed it, check it out. I went in and put in all of my stickers for all of the spending that happened last week. As you can see here, we did have some no spend days, but looking at that, it seems like we're going to be over budget a little bit in some of these categories, but I won't know for sure until I do the budget results. So I'm going to look at the budgeted amounts that I wrote in last week's budget, and then I'm going to be writing in what I actually spent, and then we'll see how I did overall. So for filling in my planner today, I'm going to use some Erin Condren felt tip pens here. I haven't used these in a while, so I'm going to write in black if we are under budget, red if we're over budget, and by we I mean my family and I. If you are not familiar, I am a wife and a mama, so we are a family of 4. I have been married to my husband for, oh, how many years has it been now? 15 years, I think. We've been together for 20. We have 2 boys. Robert is 18, still living here at home, but he takes care of his own finances. He has a full-time job. And our second son, Austin, is 13, getting ready to start 8th grade. So that gives you a little bit of information, I think, about what we're working with our budget. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you would do that. Join the fam here and watch as we tackle a budget each week and pay extra to hopefully get out of credit card debt sooner rather than later. So let's just get started. I'm going to actually pull my paycheck budget worksheet here out. It's one of the things I love about a disc-bound system. I have my worksheets here in a Happy Planner disc-bound system, and these worksheets are sheets that I made for myself, and I do have them available on Etsy if anyone is interested in using these for your own budget. The ones for August are these fun yellow color, but it's a totally different design for September. So if you are getting ready to start your September budget process, I do have September printables available as well. So now that I've sort of flipped to my calendar and I can see easily at a glance all of my spending, should be really easy to fill this in. So I use a color coding system to track all of my spending. All of my bills are in this light blue color. Food transactions are in yellow. Gas is in pink. My spending is in the light purple color. Miscellaneous is in green. Any extra debt payments get put in this gray color. Anything other than what I have all of these colors for is in orange, and then anything unbudgeted is in a dark pink. We are looking at all of the transactions from August 17th here when my husband got paid through the 23rd. That's week 3 here. So the first thing I have here under my checking section is my Lowe's payment. That's a minimum payment on a credit card, and I budgeted $30 for that. You can see that came out right here on the 20th, and that was $30 just as expected. So we'll go ahead and write that in black. I like to write my actual amounts in red if I'm over budget. That way I can easily, as I'm flipping through my budget planner at the end of the month, I can easily see where the overspending happened, and that helps me dictate whether I'm going to raise my budget for the following month. You know, if I'm constantly seeing overspending in a certain category, then that indicates to me that I'm not budgeting enough for it, or that I need to really focus on spending less. So that's why I like it in a glaring red, so it's really easy to glance and find where I did the overspending. Next up is my Subaru payment. I budgeted $387. My Subaru payment came out on the 23rd here, and it was $386.91. So we are under budget there as well. Good, good. For my motorcycle insurance and my car insurance, when I did my check-in with my transaction tracking, those two things had not come out yet. So I'm going to take a quick look at my statement and see if those have cleared my account, so I can see whether they were over or under budget. Hopefully they have cleared by now. Okay, so it looks like my car insurance cleared, and it was actually a little bit higher than what I budgeted. It came out at $169.47. So just a few dollars over what I budgeted, but it gets written in red nonetheless. And then for my husband's motorcycle insurance, it does not look like that has cleared the account yet, but it is. I'm looking at my bill here, and it is going to charge me exactly the same as it did last month, so that amount was $21.59. So that can go in black. So that was under budget. It hasn't quite cleared the account yet, but it's due to be pulled out any day now, so I'm just going to go ahead and write that in. And then for gasoline, if we look here at my transaction log, I track my gas in this light pink color, but there are no light pink stickers, which means I did not spend anything in gas money this week. Didn't need to fill up, so that's good. That means that we will definitely be under budget for my checking account category. So we spent $30 plus $386.91 plus $21.59 plus the $169.47 for a total of $607.97. So we are under budget overall for the checking category, which is good news. Even though we were a tiny bit over budget in that car insurance bill, we more than made up for it by coming in under budget in these other categories. So that takes care of my checking account. For the most part, this section of my budget always pretty much goes as planned. There might be a little tiny bit of a variance here with the bills, but where the drastic kind of veering off plan typically happens is in my cash envelopes. So let's go ahead and check in with those. First up, we have food, and I can tell you with probably 100% certainty that we are over budget in food. Seems like we always are these days. So my food category is this yellow color. All of my grocery shopping and eating out gets written in yellow, and that is what attributes, and that is what makes up my food budget. So we have $34.80 on the 18th here, and I probably should mark these off as I go. Oops. These Erin Condren markers here are double-ended, and I always open the wrong end first, it seems like. So there's that. And then we had Burger King for $22.23. Whoa. There we go. We had Walmart for $160.105. Walmart again for $37.04. And then we did a tip for my Walmart delivery order, and that was $10 for a total of $265.12 spent on food this week. So yes, we are significantly over budget. What else is new? It seems like that is happening more and more often between our eating out, which has gotten a little bit out of control lately, and the fact that that food prices have gone up. I definitely need to be raising this food budget for September. I think I'm going to try $250 a week in September and see how that goes. For my husband's spending, that is always as planned. I give him his $40 in cash at the start of the week. He always sticks to his budget. He's awesome like that. I, on the other hand, did not stick to my budget this week for the second week in a row. My spending is in this light purple. You can see here I spent $43 when I only budgeted $20. So that's no bueno. I got to get that under control as well. But for now, you know, it just is what it is. I knew when I made that order, too, that I was going over budget, and I just decided I didn't care, I guess. You know, some weeks I take my $40 and I don't spend any of it, and I just roll it on into the next week. I really should be rolling my money in my envelope over, and if I don't spend my $40 one week, then I should just hold on to it and add more money to it and let it grow. Because it seems like I either spend nothing or I overspend. And if I was just keeping the cash that I had left over when I don't spend anything, then when this overspending happens, I'd be able to, you know, cover it. My husband does that. You know, if he doesn't spend his full $40, he just rolls it over into the next week. I should be doing that as well. For my son's spending, I did give him his $20 for allowance at the start of the week, and I also gave him the $20 from my miscellaneous envelope. You can see here, he did so many extra chores for me. Over the weekend, we were really decluttering and organizing my house. It's still not done, but it's so much better than it was, and he definitely earned that extra $20. So let me really quickly write in this car insurance amount, which was $169.47, and check that off because that did get paid. Still waiting on that bike insurance to clear, and then I will write that in and check it off as well. So that is all of this section done. Let's go ahead and add it up and see what the damage was. $265.12 plus 40 plus 43 plus 20 plus 20. $388.12. So we are, yeah, $88.12 over budget in this category. Yikes. So we were over in this category, but we were under in this category. However, I think we were over more in this category than we were under here, so we're still in the red overall, which is a bummer. For sinking funds, that's always as planned. I always write out my budget plan and then immediately stuff my envelopes, so there's not really any time for me to change my mind or change the plan. So this is always as anticipated. Really bulked up some sinking funds, and that's good. Grateful that I was able to do that. It was a total of $323. For my extra debt payments, I had planned to send $50 from my husband's paycheck and $30 from my Etsy paycheck. I did that. Both of those payments were made for a total of $80. And if you look here at my gray sticker for my extra debt payment, you can see that. And so that was all as expected. So I'm just going to really quickly fill in these amounts. So for checking, I budgeted $656, but I actually only spent $607.97. Cash envelopes, we were over a little bit, so I'll go ahead and write this bit in red as well. The $388.12. Sinking funds were as expected at $323. And extra debt payments were as expected with that $80. So I will go in off camera and write in my income. I don't put that amount in here just for privacy reasons. My husband doesn't want me to disclose his income. So, you know, out of respect for him, I don't do that. But then I will take that income amount and subtract out the $607.97, the $388.12, the $323, and the $80. And then whatever we have remaining will get written in here in the actual column for rollover, and that will get rolled over into next week. The rollover amount that I anticipated being able to roll over is going to be a little bit less because we were over budget in this cash envelope category, but should still totally be fine. Shouldn't mess up my budget for next week too much, but you'll have to come back tomorrow for my week 4 budget to find out how that goes and how I'm able to make it work with a little bit less than what I was originally expecting. So be on the lookout for that video. If you haven't done so already, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Really helps out my channel. Other things that help out my channel are things like liking this video, sharing it with a friend, leaving me a comment down below. If you would like to support my channel further, you can check out my Etsy shop where I do have all of my budget printables available, August as well as September. I'm going to have some new things coming up in the next couple of weeks as well, so you're going to want to be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends!